Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to focus on DNS, which is short for Domain Name System. And basically what I'm going to show you is where you can install DNS, how to configure it, and after I'm going to show you how to troubleshoot. So first to begin, I will show you where you can locate it. If you already don't have it installed, you are going to go into Server Manager. So you click Start and you're going to select Server Manager. You're going to click on Rules and you're going to come across here and select Add Rules. You're going to click Server Rules, and in this list here of rules you're going to select DNS Server. So once you have checked the box, you will click Next and you will follow along with the instructions until it prompts you to install. And when that is done, you may either have to restart your machine or simply won't have to. So when that is done, go to Start, Administrative Tools, select DNS. Alright, see here, my machine name is used as a DNS server, and it has already created for lookup zones, reverse lookup zone. So if I were to choose for lookup zones, as you can see here, my domain name is in fact being used as a DNS server right now. And if I were to open up that, you can see it has created these for me already. Well, it created these three, and well, these four in fact, and the other three I had to change my IP address for them until I was able to get it up here in this list of entries. If I check on reverse lookup zones, I created this as well. Well, I created this folder here, which points back, well, it displays the IP addresses, which points back to four of my machines. As you take interest in for lookup zone, it began with the name and it displayed the IP address in the data, and reverse lookup zone is in fact the opposite of that. Hence the reason we have four lookup zones, which starts with the name and displays the data. Well, yeah, and in reverse lookup zone it begins with the IP address and displays the name as a data. So so I'll show you how to create a new zone. So you're going to go on for lookup zone. Make sure you're within the area with all the entries, and let's say I want to create a web server for my DNS server itself. Right click and you're going to select new alias, CNAME, and I'm going to use the alias www. As you can see here, whatever you type in here will come up here. So if I were to type in this, it won't point back to anything because I haven't chosen a target host for it, but whenever you type in this, it will point back to whatever you have selected. So I'm going to choose my server, in fact, well, my machine, one of my machines. I'll select my server PC and click OK. So you see it has been created here. So whenever I type in www, it will point to this, will point to my 2008 machine. If I were to create, I'll create a host this time. and I'm going to name it WS dash, which is Windows XP. And here you will give it the IP address of where to locate it, and my WinXP IP address is 192.168.0.12, so I wanted to point to that, so I always have to punch in the IP address of my Windows XP. Alright, and once that is done, you have an option of create an associated pointer record, and what that does is when you have checked that box, if you were to go into reverse lookup zones, it will appear automatically, but I'm not going to select it. I will choose it for if I'm creating something else, because I want to show you how to manually point back to one of the machines in the for lookup zone. So I'm going to go on add a host. As you can see, it says that it was successfully created. Click done, and this is it right here. So if I go into reverse lookup zones, as you can see, I didn't check the box, so it didn't create anything. So I want to manually create a pointer to point back to it. So I right click and go on new pointer. Sure and type in the exact IP address of it, and you're going to click on browse, and you're going to target. I'm going to target the machine the host I just created, which is WSXP. Click OK. It's done. So you see it will see here it points back to it. And just for some more practice, I'll create one more host. Or probably I'll create an app. So I'll create an app, I'll create one new alias, name this app, and I'll point it to my server, server, that, and I'll select OK. Alright, and just for I'll create a host last time. Name it. I'll just give it name info. I'll take the IP address of my server once again. And this time I'm going to select the create associated pointer record. And as I mentioned before, when I have select that box, if I go into reverse lookup zones, you will see I will see the IP address, and it will link back to my machine, server PC. So click add host till it's created. I go into reverse lookup zone, and here it is. Here, see here, it points back to, well, the host name I've created. So now that I've created some entries in the for lookup zones, such as WSXP, app info, and created probably one, I believe, one or two in the reverse lookup zone. I'm going to troubleshoot my DNS server to ensure that it is working fine. Oh, but before I do that, I haven't shown you how to create a new zone. So if you wish to do that, you're going to select your whatever your name is here. You're going to right click on that, and you're going to go on configure a DNS server. When you click on that, you're going to click on next, and you have the option of create a for lookup zone. Just recommended for small networks, or create for and reverse lookup zone just for large networks. So once you have decided which one you want to select, you will follow with the instructions. Make sure and read them carefully and that you understand them, and everything should be fine. And once that is done, it will eventually be displayed. So now back to what I was saying, I'm going to show you how to troubleshoot your DNS server. So make sure you are selected. Well, I have still a PC here. Make sure you have whatever you have highlighted. Right click on it and you're going to select launch NS lookup. Wait a while and you will see this comes up, but you don't need to worry about that. So if I were to begin, let me just highlight my whatever I have in right in my for lookup zone. So just alright. And we'll start with the alias, my alias name, which was www. So if I select www and press enter, as you can see, displays the information of what it was linked to, and I linked it to my server PC. So if I do the same with WSXP, we can find. If I do the same with app, fine, and with info, they are all we can find. If so, the zones I've created are all fine. Let me just make sure that that it could display the information for my other machines. I believe you have to enter the correct spelling, so I'm gonna try Vista PC. As you can see, it display the name of it and also the IP address. Same with Windows 2007, display name as well. And I'm pretty sure it'll pick up WinXP, so I won't need to go into that. Now to my reverse lookup zones. If I were to type in, if I were to type in the IP address, will it point back? It should. So let's try 192.168.0.1. Select that, and it points back to my machine. If I were to choose 192.168.0.12, that seems to be working fine. So as you can see, everything is linked to one another. So there's one more thing I would like to try. I would like to try if I could if I could ping any of these from another machine and see if it will work properly. So I'm going to minimize this and I'm going to bring up Windows 7. Going to run command prompt. I'm going to ping the server So when I have pinged my server machine, you have realized that it has failed. The reason being is that the currently Windows 7 is not within my domain of Karen.com. So in order to fix that, I simply went to ipconfig to see what my IP address was at the moment, and you can see that down here that it is not within my domain. So if I scroll along a bit, I've used ipconfig release, which would release the old release the IP address it was holding a while ago, and I type in ipconfig renew, and as you can see, it is now connected within my domain. And after that, I pinged the machine once again, and as you can see, it is working. This time I'm getting a reply from my server. So what if you can't remember your IP address, but you remember the name? Well, we still get a reply. Let's find out. So if I were to ping server PC Win 2008. Sorry, as you can see, when I ping the server PC Win 2008, on the next line it will show you the name of the machine, the domain it is in, and it will also show you the IP address of it as well. If I were to ping the two of my other machines right now, it will fail because it is not they are not connected to my domain. And in order to that, you just have to do the same process over. So that's ipconfig to check its IP address, and if it's not within your domain, just use ipconfig release, and then ipconfig slash forward slash or backslash use forward slash release, wait a while, and then ipconfig forward slash renew. So with that being said, that brings us to the end of this video. I would like to thank you all for watching and see you next time.